Hey, good morning, everybody. I am just taking a stroll to go get some breakfast this morning. If you haven't had a parfait from Chick-fil-A, man, they are so good. Especially if you put a little bit of honey and 3 packets of granola and some raisins. It's like the best breakfast. Anyways, I've realized that I've held back for a long time. And when I mean held back, I held back, speaking my truth, because I was always afraid of hurting people. So that's what I'm doing. I've made a New Year's resolution, as a chosen one, that from now on, I'm going to speak my truth, but I'm going to stay in my lane. And if anybody from my past tries to make lies against me, or just tries to defame my character at all, I will speak the truth about you, because not everybody has to worry about my truth, because many people have been good to me, and I'm going to tell the world about all those people as well. But the ones that haven't been so good to me, I'm not going to mention your name. I'm not even going to bring up, spilled milk. But I am going to say that, if any shots are fired in my direction, I will speak the truth, and it'll be all over. It's a new age, and the chosen ones are coming out. They're all over the place, and some of you are probably like, "What, chosen one? What is that?" Well, if you haven't noticed, the energy on this earth has changed. And a lot of people are ascending, they're moving up in vibrations. Some people call it moving from 3D to 5D, however you want to slice the pie, we're all falling through space, we're falling through space, it's like the precession of the equinox, where all the planets are rotating around our star. And our Earth, for those of you that don't believe in energy, our Earth is got a molten lava core, right? You'll agree with that? Okay, and that molten lava, produces an electromagnetic field which encompasses the Earth, and it's what shields us from the violent solar winds coming from the sun. Otherwise, none of us would be here today if we didn't have that. If the Earth was any smaller or any bigger, we wouldn't be here. If you've never seen ley lines and how that works, when you tap into frequencies, and you raise your vibration, you can. David Sereda, the guy is so brilliant. I've been following him for a long time, and he really is the father of the healing frequency oscillating discharge energy wands, which is exactly what they are. His are a lot more sophisticated. They have sacred geometry that's built into them. The way his coils are even structured are based on sacred knowledge. Mine's just very simple. It's nowhere near competing with his. And he's the one that inspired me to do this. And if you haven't checked out David Sereda, he was mentioned on the Joe Rogan show a while back by Dan Aykroyd, and I think I came across him in 2018, 2019, and I've been following him ever since. And he has other things. He's got beds. He's got the staff of Moses, which if you just watch any one of his videos, he explains, how he came about. He traveled the world. He's a mystic like me, and he's a seeker of the truth. He's one of God's anointed, for sure. David, you've inspired me more than you'll ever know, man. Anyways, I guess you can say I'm like kind of like a leprechaun, I come from a mostly Irish background. The O'Neills, the O'Sheas, the Barrys, and then the Cipras, which are Czechoslovakian. So you can say I get a lot of Irish blood in me. I get a little Czechoslovakian, a little Spanish from Spain, the Azores, and you know, now my son has Cherokee Indian in him from my wife. So that's, you know, it's just amazing, you know, when you start tracing your blood and you see how deep it runs. Anyways, I'm not trying to get off track. I'm just trying to talk to you guys on my way to Chick-fil-A and tell you kind of what inspired me to do this. And I didn't realize that when I started making that wand, I did it out of boredom as I was reading my books. And when I realized, you know, that I needed to go within to find the answers that I was seeking, because they are always within reach. If you go inside and you truly try to listen to your heart, you can actually connect with God in the present. A lot of religion and a lot of churches, they always teach about the past and the future with prophecy, you know. So the scriptures speak about the past, and then, you know, the prophecies of the church, they speak of the future, but no one really talks about the now, having a personal relationship with God and opening up your heart, you know. And you can do that in a number of different ways, which I'm going to explain to you exactly how I was able to achieve it. And sometimes we find God on our own. I grew up a Catholic. I was an altar boy. I spent time with the Franciscan friars out in Staten Island. Sorry, I got a phone call. And you know, it's I grew up religious, but I didn't realize until 37, when I went through an ego death, that I became spiritual. And I realized that everything I had been through, all of the things that came my way from my childhood, I was a single. My mom was divorced, you know, from my father when I was 5. He's got 8 brothers and sisters. They're all college educated, well off, you know, a lot of law enforcement. My mom's side got a lot of law enforcement, but she's also got, you know, connections to the underworld, you know. And when I mean the underworld, I mean the criminal world. You know, I do have connections to the underworld as well. My grandfather started funeral homes. I grew up around the funeral business, but there's a lot I want to tell you, a lot that's happened to me in the last 4 months, and I've kind of held back. But you know what? I've realized that this was my way of climbing the invisible mountain and taming the beast within, and that's what I'm going to do. So my name is Vincent P O'Neill III, and I live in Georgia, and I've been down here for 18 years, and I grew up in the Northeast. I was born out in California, Santa Monica, and actually my parents moved me to Rhode Island when I was about 5 years old, and I grew up in the Northeast and spent a little time out in Chicago, but now I here in the South. But anyways, just wanted to give you kind of a little bit more of an intro from my video this morning, if you've seen it. It started off with me thinking that somebody was in the house because my cat woke me up. I fell asleep in my study on the couch, and next thing you know, I'm waking up to my cat just like running all over the living room and making this weird noise. And I'm gonna have to go here in a second because I'm in line. But you know, I started searching the house, and then next thing you know, a buddy of mine, Matt Fecto from back in the day, you know, he jumped on the live, and next thing you know, I guess you can say I just kind of practiced, you know, getting comfortable talking to the world, because, you know, it's always been one of my biggest fears. But ever since I've gone through what I've gone through, which I'll tell you more about it, I've learned to open up. So stay tuned. There's more to come. And hope everybody's having a good morning. It's going to be a great day. We'll talk soon. Look out for my videos. Look out for O'Neill Energy Wands. It's going to be coming out today. My new website, my new product line, you'll see. And again, you know, David Sereda is the guy that got me into this. He's the one that that inspired me, and you know, um, we're gonna collab. He has his Sereda wands, and all of his ancient knowledge that he's formulated, with all of his years of hard work and knowledge. And I'm actually going to be giving him a percentage of all my sales, just because of the fact that he inspired me. And as far as Autohotshots is concerned, probably still going to do something with that. As far as the new product that, first of its kind in the car business. When I started off, I pretty much, my wife one day said, Vin, how can you get out of retail, so you can spend more time with me and the kids. Her dad went out, bought us our first camera. On my day off, I started going out to dealerships, getting dealerships. Next thing you know, when my income reached the amount I was making at the dealerships as a internet sales manager, I walked away in December of 2013 and never looked back, and had a great ride. Grew 50% year over year for the first 5 years, and made close to $1 million in 7 years. So not too shabby. But then when COVID hit, it destroyed my company and then forced me into a situation where my back was up against the wall and I had to figure something out. And that's when I decided to change the business model. Instead of trying to get dealerships to use us to take their pictures, I was going to go ahead and put the competition out of business in a different way. I was going to go ahead and do the opposite. I was going to convert dealerships back to an in-house approach, because it makes more sense for them. It's their person, and we just have a daily accountability coach, and we have oversight and delivery of an end cap to their merchandising chain that's like nobody else out in the world. And I can tell you right now, if there's anybody out there that tries to steal my idea, I've got all the proof. I've got all the pudding, and the right way to go about, if somebody inspires you with an idea, and this is part of the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing with David, is because people tried to steal my idea. Instead of just coming up to me and talking to me and asking me, how I did something, I would have told them, Now, the way I'm doing it with David Sereda, that's the way you do it. If you see somebody doing something and you want to do it too, and it really moves you and inspires you, give that person credit, I mean, and shit, even give them a slice of the pie too, I mean, me and David probably end up working together soon, we'll see. Anyways, got a lot of great things coming up, and got a lot of people to heal, and a lot of stories to tell. So stay tuned, and we'll talk soon. Good morning.